In this video, I return to my favorite birding spot in Southern California, and I find some incredible creatures and birds along the way. I stumble across a bird that I've been searching for nearly 2 years. Come with me on this journey and let's see what birds we can find. Welcome to Mojave Narrows Regional Park, probably my favorite place to go birding in Southern California. There's gonna be some awesome birds out here today. Just a second. Here's a coyote walking right over here across the field. So that's pretty cool to see that to start the day. But anyways, we're gonna head down this trail over here and see what birds we can find today. I'm getting out a little bit later than I wanted to, which is normal for me. So let's see what's out here at my favorite birding hotspot in Southern California. So we've had a pretty good start to today's checklist so far. We started off with some barn swallows, which are always great to get on camera because they're usually just sitting on like a barbed wire when you do get them. Otherwise they're just flying around. So I got them on some barbed wire. And as we've walked down this trail, it's obviously late spring at this point. So there's a lot of young birds around, including a young pied-billed grebe. So when pied-billed grebes are little, they have like a zebra pattern on their face and then a bright orange bill. They actually look pretty cool. So I was able to get that on camera as well. So we're just continuing down this trail. There's a lot of birds calling, a lot of bird activity going on. It is Memorial Day weekend, so things will probably get super busy here in a few. But before that happens, I'd love to pick up some more birds. So come with me down this trail and let's see what birds we can find. I made my way into the park checking both sides for any surrounding birds. Perched up on one of the fence posts was this western bluebird. These birds are in the same family as American robins and are a thrush species. It's pretty easy to see the similarities of these two cousin birds if you look really closely. A Southern California staple, black phoebe, perched along the barbed wire. This flycatcher will often fly from its perch and come back to the exact same spot as it hunts for insects in the air. Despite being in the middle of the Mojave Desert, there was still water in certain spots, attracting different bird species. Another flycatcher, the Say's phoebe, was also perched on the same fence just a ways down from the black phoebe. These birds are absolutely beautiful, with their orange wash on their chest. I continued down the path, eventually reaching the end where I found a common raven perched on a tree above one of the ponds. If I had to choose one bird to represent the high desert of California, the common raven would be the first to come to my mind. So we made it to the end of kind of the dirt path that I was on, and we ended up seeing some cool birds, as you saw. I just had a green heron fly in front of me, and I didn't get it on camera. I found it again, didn't get it on camera again, so that's unfortunate. Green herons are so cool, and it's the first time I've ever seen one here at Mojave Narrows Regional Park, so it was a big deal. Wanted to get it for you guys, didn't get it. But what I'm really excited for today is the feeder setup. They've been doing a ton of work over at the feeder setup here. They have a beautiful feeder setup with just tons of feeders. It's brand new. I'd love to get over there. Lawrence's goldfinch was seen. That's a nemesis bird for me. Only one was seen, and it was seen yesterday. So fingers crossed we can pick up a Lawrence's goldfinch today and get that nemesis bird striked off my list. Plus, it's just a beautiful bird. I'd love to see it. So let's head back along this trail and see what birds we can find on our way back. Super nice gentleman back here just informed me that he saw a white-tailed kite soaring in the air over this field up in front of me. So I'm kind of booking it. Apparently white-tailed kites just aren't seen here very often. For some people, it's been years since they've seen them. So I'm gonna head down there. He didn't have a camera. He asked me if I could try to get a picture. He said it was soaring up in the air. So we're gonna head down here, see if we can pick up a white-tailed kite. It'd be pretty awesome. Those are cool birds anyways, but I'd love to try to get some documentation of this soaring bird. Let's see if we can find it. While looking for the kite, I heard and then found this song sparrow perched up singing on one of the downward hanging branch. I also got eyes on a northern house wren, which aren't always the easiest birds to film. This bird was recently split into a bunch of other species. No luck on the white-tailed kite. I believe I did have a American kestrel perched up over here, but that's the only falcon I was able to find, or the only bird of prey, I should say, because white-tailed kites aren't falcons, they're hawks. But we're gonna be here for a while, so there's still a possibility that we pick it up. But I did want to show you something just right over here real quick. Just check out the massive size. Check out the massive size of this snake skin. Holy cow. That thing is huge. If anybody knows what species that is, let me know in the comments below. Luckily, we do have access to the fields over here, so we'll be able to see the white-tailed kite if it flies over again while we're watching the feeders. But I'm gonna start heading over that way just because I don't wanna miss a chance at seeing a Lawrence's goldfinch. But gosh, I'd love to see that white-tailed kite. I have seen them here in San Bernardino County before, but down the hill a little ways at Prado Regional Park. So I'd love to pick one up here at Mojave Narrows Regional Park. This is like my patch for California, if you can call it that. But in the meantime, let's head over this way and see what birds we can find. All right, so I'm just gonna sit at this bench in the shade for a little bit. It's really hot out here, and I'm gonna raptor watch. I just had a red-tailed hawk fly by, so that was cool, new bird on the day. But you gotta watch the other raptors because sometimes raptors will get territorial and go after the other ones. So with the red-tailed hawk, you had an American kestrel going after it. But let's take a little rest in the shade and then head over to the feeder setup and see what they got going on over there. So there's quite a bit of action just sitting here. I had a white-breasted nuthatch tapping on the tree right over here. Absolutely adorable bird. Oh, it's right back, it's back. They can climb up the tree trunks vertically. I don't know, one of the most adorable birds on planet Earth. So really happy to see that bird. And then I just picked up a bird that I haven't seen in years, and that's the red-shouldered hawk. So I was really happy to be able to get those distant views of that bird. Unfortunately, really far away, but it was getting mobbed by ravens, so that was cool behavior to observe. Still no sign of the white-tailed hawk, unfortunately. That's okay, we just won't worry about it. We're gonna go over to the feeder setup and maybe it'll soar over on that side. But yeah, really ecstatic. We should probably get over there soon though, just in case there is a Lawrence's goldfinch. I wanna maximize my opportunities to see that, but really cool to pick up the red-shouldered hawk.
I jumped in the car and made my way to the other side of the park where the feeders are posted. On the way, I stopped briefly to film a Nuttall's woodpecker, one of California's specialty woodpecker species. Arriving at the feeder setup, I could already tell things were coming along great. The site was recently dedicated in April, and they even added a running water feature that will do wonders in attracting more species. The plants around the feeders were already growing up so fast, and soon they will provide cover to the species that reside in the area. They even added some photo infographics of common species and these fun wooden artworks of some local birds for reference. At the feeders were several lesser goldfinches, which was going to make it really difficult to pick out a Lawrence's goldfinch. A female red-winged blackbird was also present, enjoying some of the seed at the tube feeder. Again, the lesser goldfinches were absolutely everywhere, and this made it hard to pick out the relatively similar Lawrence's. But eventually our patience paid out.
My new favorite feeder setup just brought me in a lifer. It just brought me in my nemesis bird. I just picked up Lawrence's goldfinch after 3 years of searching for it, probably over 3 years at this point. Lawrence's goldfinch, and it's a beautiful, beautiful adult goldfinch as well. It's got that black face, beautiful wing bars. Oh my goodness. I saw it just sitting on the plant back here. I don't know what it is, maybe a creosote bush back here. And then I only got it for like half a second before it dove. I walked around a little bit and found it feeding on the ground. Absolutely amazing. Let's see if we can get some more shots of this Lawrence's goldfinch because I've been searching for this bird for so long. I can't believe it. I'm kind of shaking right now.
When you look for a bird so long like I have with the Lawrence's goldfinch, you can't just pack up and leave. I hung out with the bird for at least another 10 minutes as it picked through some of the seed on the ground. These birds are fantastic. They're nomadic as they chase the rain through the desert, and they're also extremely restricted in their ranges and can really only be found reliably in Southern California up into central North California.
So my new favorite feeder setup and my favorite hotspot just got so much better because I just got a nemesis bird lifer, Lawrence's goldfinch. Apparently it's one of the first times the Lawrence's goldfinch has visited this feeder setup. So that's pretty amazing to be able to witness that. I would have never found it otherwise because apparently they typically hang out on the back wall back there and feed on some of the plants over there. Definitely not a guarantee and probably not the most optimal spot to find them, but they are here at certain times of the year. And I just picked one up at the feeder and they might become more abundant. They've really built up this place. It looks absolutely incredible now, but we're gonna leave the feeder setup for now. We've seen some incredible birds just sitting here and enjoying our time, but let's walk around a little bit more of the rest of the park, see what else we can find. I'm just so ecstatic to have that nemesis bird and finally see such a beautiful finch species.
The only bird I saw to wrap up the day was this vermilion flycatcher. Let me know in the comments below, have you seen the Lawrence's goldfinch? Make sure you check out my membership program for behind-the-scenes content and to help support the channel. Also check out Bright-Eyed Birding Learn for educational bird videos releasing once per week. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope to see you all next time on Bright-Eyed Birding.